Let's get the law school lesson out of the way. Sergeant Stayskal is fighting what's known as the Ferris Doctrine. It's a 1950 Supreme Court decision. It essentially means if you're in the military, you can't sue your employer for something brought on by your service, even if it's medical malpractice. These are people who are willing to die to defend our way of life, and this ruling takes away one of the most basic rights granted to citizens.
I'd be lying if I said I didn't care. I mean, I definitely cared, but not in the sense of I cared about me. I just pictured my wife's face and my 2 daughters. I mean, everybody's gonna go at some point, but just picturing them being sad is what scared me the most.
He said, how come nobody said anything? You can see it on the scan. And I was like, what do you mean?
This is a scan from Womack Army Medical Center in Fort Bragg, North Carolina. It is dated January 2017. You can see a mass on it. But Sergeant First Class Richard Stayskal and his wife Megan say no one ever told them about it. The Army let him go to dive school, eventually treated him for what they said was pneumonia, but never said anything about a tumor on his lungs. They were finally able to go to an off-post pulmonologist, but by then, something was really wrong. Stayskal learned he had cancer, and it was growing.
He basically was like, if you'd have known about this 6 months ago, it would have been a different story. It was half the size, and it hadn't grown onto
His trachea.
My trachea at the time. It had just been on my lungs.
Then came what felt like a punch to the gut. Stayskal learned about the Ferris Doctrine. It means he has no civil legal way to hold anyone accountable for what he's been through.
The answer I kept getting was there's nothing you can do about it.
I have the right to sue if somebody, a doctor, does something wrong to me. But just because he puts on a uniform, he cannot.
So the family decided to do what Stayskal has done his entire military career. Fight. Fight, because eventually Stayskal knows he'll leave his family.
My fear is, this day and age, it's so hard for people to make it with 2 parents.
Mommy, how do you cut these?
My fear is for her to raise the 2 girls by herself. So I think I'm hoping to get some kind of compensation that'll just help her to get what I would have been able to do had I still been here.
They're taking that fight to Washington, hoping Congress will rethink Ferris.
Well, I'm sorry about your situation.
No, thank you, I appreciate that.
On Capitol Hill, they went office to office with their attorney.
I did not even know that that members of our military didn't have the right.
Some lawmakers have agreed to include a rollback of part of the Ferris Doctrine in the defense spending bill.
Providers are hiding behind this shield that says Ferris Doctrine, you can't touch me.
Right now, the House and Senate are debating an amendment allowing service members to sue in medical malpractice cases.
We've had a lot of great response, so just keep hoping that we keep getting that.
But this is an uphill battle. Opponents fear it could open the floodgates. DoD tells us an exception for malpractice would essentially create a special class within the military. American University law professor Andrew Popper gives us the context.
In the military, where money is scarce and needed, who wants to pay for litigation and depositions and take the time and potentially pay judgments?
A DoD spokesperson also maintains patient safety does not depend on whether the patient can sue. Popper's theory on Ferris was just published in the Boston College Law Review. He's also a Vietnam veteran.
If an entity, an individual, a person knows that they bear responsibility for something they're contemplating doing, they are less likely to do it. Our entire criminal justice system is based on that principle.
And for now, fighting for that principle could be the Stayskals' final battle together.
It's not something that I ever thought about. You don't think about not growing old with the person that you marry.
Stayskal is hoping to use whatever time he has left to set an example for his young family.
I hope they're proud of me, and I hope they just feel that. I know it's been hard on the girls.
The fact that even though he's, sick and has this diagnosis over him, that he's still out there fighting for others. Just, I think, speaks volumes of who he is as a person. And I think gives the kids kind of a role model, like this was your dad.
Stayskal just got some more sad news. His latest scans show his cancer spread again. He's hoping while he undergoes clinical treatments, lawmakers can overcome opposition in the Senate. If you want your senator or representative to support the fight to change Ferris, look for their contact information in this story on our website. Laura Geller, WUSA 9.